So hello and welcome back yet again. Unbelievably, on this server with almost nobody on it, I actually had to wait while somebody else was doing their quest. In fact, I think I see them there. Anyway, so unlike what I said I was going to do, I'm a terrible YouTuber. I have not been recording. In fact, I have not even been doing these dailies because Christine got completely distracted by filling out my traveler's log for the month and doing other content and also leveling up a class that I have never been able to get past level 25, and I finally have. So I made myself a warrior. It's not a class that comes naturally to me, but I'm trying to, stretch my bounds a little bit. So what I figured we would do today is we are going to look at the rear end of this other player. Well, that's fine. What we're going to do is I am planning on doing this daily with little baby Penelope. And then after I do that, we're going to go visit all of BFA's dive bars. Because, like I said last week, there's like 8 of them. I pretty much know where they all are, and trust me, I can get back to all of them. So that is what we're going to do, but let's see what this is. It says, a daughter of Torga. It has long been remarked upon that a Direhorn is the bravest beast in the jungle. That is why they are chosen as mounts for our warriors. In this case, that bravery may not be in your favor. The little one has run off, and I don't think she's hungry this time. You best find her before she gets hurt. Uh-oh. All right, well, let's go find Penelope. I mean, she's got to be around here somewhere, right? All right. Come on, Crushy. We're going to go find our baby. Mount up here. Very nice. So yeah, I have been having fun with this whole warrior that I've been doing, but it's not a natural class for me, which is why I'm trying to push myself a little bit. But uh-oh. Oh no, our baby is in trouble. All right, Crushy, we got this. What are you doing, you silly baby? She's like, I am here to fight with these razor wings. Darn it. Oh no. Gotta heal up our Crushy. Although he seems to be doing fine. So yeah, I actually named my warrior after a book character, which is where I get so many of my names. And I named her Alana Cooper, which if you've been following my channel, then you will know that that is from the Alana books that I read just recently. And yes, I did give her purple eyes, and yes, she does have bright red short hair, and she's a warrior. I thought it was fitting, you know? Alright, you silly Penelope, what are you doing? The child of Torga is holding her head high. Oh, she's proud of herself. Well, look at her. Alright, well, you know what? Let's see what she says. Oh, she's just going to sniff our hand. I wanted to pet her again. Anyway, we're going to dismiss Crushy because we don't need him when we go out dive bar. So if you are ready, we're going bar crawling. We're actually going to skip the dive bar since we went there last week. And our first bar is going to be the Sandbar. So the Sandbar is located right up here near Zebahari, and I will show you right where it is when we get there. You know, I really think, and honestly I think the same with the Dragonflight areas, but BFA, the Blizzard art team, knocked it out of the park with these environments. They are so beautiful and so detailed. Some of my absolute favorite areas in this entire game is in some of the various BFA zones. They are absolutely beautiful. So here we are at Zebahari, and we are right over here by the Sandbar, which is just offshore. Now, the first time I ever found one of these bars, I was just on my raft, which is, I don't think, yes, I do have it right here. I was avoiding the shoreline because the shoreline can be scary, especially when the mobs were still one-shotting me. And I was just swimming along, you know, da-dee. And I happened to be looking down below me, and I noticed some characters who were not yellow and who were not red for enemies. I noticed that there were some friendly players or something down below me, so I went swimming down below, and hopefully we can get back to the Sandbar. I was actually just there right before I started this video, and now I am not seeing it, but that's okay, because like I said, I know it's there. Oh no, it's a bad fish. We might have to get crushy. Or we could just swim away. But yeah, that was how I noticed it the first time. And then after I noticed it, I was like, okay, this is too cool. And then I started looking for them. So we're going to swim around a little bit more so that I can find the Sandbar again, because of course the minute I turn on the recording, I forget where I'm going. So give me a minute, we'll find the Sandbar. Alright, so I did find it, and I figured I would show you the easiest way to remember where it is that hopefully I will remember. There is this giant Brutosaur right here. Her name is Leilani. I do believe that's how you say it. She's in the middle of a fight. Don't worry about all these people, because most of the time they won't bother you. You have Wave Singer Kari right here, who wants to know where you're headed.
Forever.
Where you are headed is actually directly offshore, straight away from old Kari there. Don't worry about that shark. Hopefully it won't aggro onto us, because we are going right into that little hollow that you see right down there. And that is where the Sandbar is. Don't let the fact that this entire area is called the Sandbar fool you. You know that you've made it when your swim speed picks up and suddenly you can walk on the ground. Now this dive bar, this underwater bar, has some turtles for servers. We've got some tortolans over here. We've got some Jinru. They're over there. You've got your barkeeper right here.
Knowledge is the best
think
currency.
This one said
But I do take golden
each one
interest in
seems to
trading.
have at least one or two different drinks that they sell along with all the rest. So we've got the Tempest. It's like a storm in a bottle. The Oyster Shot. It's a bit slimy going down. The Snorkel Dropper. Slightly rubbery aftertaste. Vicious Ooze. Why did you want to drink this? The Throat Killer. There's no talking after this one. The Burning Black Beverage. You better believe it burns. So as you can see, that you have a lot of drinks, and I'm gonna tell you, I usually don't drink in WoW because I hate the screen blur that it gives you. And as you can see, this Tuskar might have had a little bit too much to drink because he looks about half dead. And then for entertainment over here, we have Verky, who is doing a little dance. So that is the Sandbar. It's not exactly the biggest of the underwater bars, but it is well appointed. So next, we are going to head on over to Grotto. So Grotto's Grotto is right over here, unsurprisingly, by Atal Gruel. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation on that because that Atal Gruel. Anyway, it's right over here, and it is right off the shore. And just like with the Sandbar, when you get over it, it's going to tell you that you're in the right spot. You know, you'll get a little pop-up saying that you are in Grotto's Grotto. But just like the Sandbar, you kind of have to do a little bit of digging to find it. This one, I'm pretty sure, is directly under where we are right now, and this is a fun bar. So let's go down and visit it. This one's a little bit bigger than the Sandbar, not quite the size of the dive bar, and we don't have a singer here. I think this one just has, again, we've got some of the pearlfin Jinyu. They're over here. We've got Sal the Tuskar.
My attention.
We have his attention. Now, Nerit and Finn don't actually talk, which is so sad. I always wish that they would.
I have great-grandchildren
Over
older
here,
than you.
as always, you've got some enchanting vellum, you've got some kiwi, yeah, a little bit of fruit. You've got some glowfly wedge salad, if you're a little
my
peckish.
back is killing me.
You've got this cool little XZ mask thing. And, you know, Zuldazar is almost unfair because there are 3 dive bars in Zuldazar. You've got this
Welcome,
Geblin over
land
here,
dweller.
Vex. You've got your bar over here, as always.
Greetings, sir.
He's got the shark bite.
ma'am.
It's mixed with the finest rum, the ripest fruit, and a dash of our secret ingredient to give it a little bite. Rawr. You gotta love it.
Come back with some better
And
stories.
the entertainment at this particular bar is we have Brookley. She is over here doing her best.
Interesting.
Yeah. And she brought her kitty cat with her. Her kitty cat is Memphis, who's very, very cute. He's got a breathing bubble. I'm not sure why, since you can actually breathe in all the underwater bars, but I guess he wanted to make sure that he could. And then you've got this cute little pint jelly. Like, I love all of the regular jellies that are running around, the disco jellies, but the pint jelly is just adorable. Also here at this bar, just off to the side, you have this giant. His name is Dills, and he is having a conversation with Nimmy. So Dills and Nimmy just up here, 2 besties, having a little conversation right above the dive bar, down below them in Grotto's Grotto. So like I said, we're not going to go back to the one in right by the Pinkamid, so we are going to be heading off to another bar right about now. The next one we're going to is actually located in Nazmir, up near Torga's Rest. So we're going to just fly on north here and head that way. Alright, so to get to Torga's Tavern, you're going to fly just, pull up the map here. You'll see this little hooky spot just over here by Torga's Rest, and you will know you are in the right spot when you see this seal right here. And of course, it'll say Torga's Tavern, but what I just noticed that's hilarious is you have these 2 cranes here. You have Bill, and then over here, you have Ted. So obviously you know that you're going to have an excellent adventure down in Torga's Tavern. So let's head down here. Up, here we go. This one's actually a really big underwater bar. Like, this one is a party place. We've got all of these bottles that are just kind of everywhere. big spot, almost looks like a dance floor. I'm guessing Granted Jewel here
Step closer and don't
still doesn't have the Scroll of Inner Truth, which
Not
I
everything
think
in
you
the
can
ocean
only
is as
get
good
at
looking
the
or
big
nice
dive
mannered
bar.
as I am.
But you've got Bud here and Ruda. Over here you got Toto. So that's pretty awesome. You got some cleaner Remora. And little Ripple here. Oh my gosh, Ripple's adorable. You've got Haggler, the sous chef. Then over here, you've got your barkeep, and this bar's
Have anything
specialty
ancient to trade?
is the
Needs
journey's
to be at
end.
least 2
Take a sip
centuries old.
and contemplate the end of a journey, wherever it may have taken you.
If you find anything
Now,
exotic,
I
bring
think,
it to me.
and I don't know for sure, but I think there is actually a achievement that is tied to drinking each one of the unique drinks in an underwater bar. So if that's something you're into, one of these days I'll probably try it, but I'll have to make sure that my character has a lot of strong coffee along with her, because it's just not my thing. I don't like the blurry screen. Now over here we do have another singer. We have Serene, the Tavern singer. And Lolai is very entranced. You've got your steaming lobster, you got some shrimp over here. So yeah, this is actually a really big underwater bar. And what's even better, right off there, you've got yourself a nice little sunken ship, so if you drink too much, you can always just kind of curl up and sleep it off right here in your very own sunken ship. So yeah, that is Torga's Tavern. So again, just to reiterate, here in Zandalar, we have the one that is right up here by Jozara Lore. That is the dive bar. Over by Atal Graal, we have Graal's Grotto. And up by Zebhari, you have the Sandbar. Now in Nazmir, there is just the one dive bar, and that is Torga's Tavern. And there is one more in the Horde zones, and that is, drumroll please. So the very last one is going to be taking us to Vol'dun, and we are going to be going to the Heyman's Hideaway. I don't know that I've actually been to this one. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have. I've been to all of them, but it's been a long time, so let's go find it. So I switched over to my Alliance Hunter to show you guys the Alliance bars, and now I don't know if you actually saw the last bar in Vol'dun, because I realized I messed a couple things up, so we're probably going to head back to that one just in case it didn't record. But I did switch over to Donna, my Alliance Hunter, so that I could show you this dive bar, which is the Anchors Down. It is a pretty awesome dive bar. The signature drink here
I've seen things that would scare you shellless.
is the Sludge Fizz. It tastes a lot better than it looks. At least that's what he claims.
I was done talking to you anyway.
So what's fun about this bar, and I feel like the Alliance bars just are a little bit more party atmosphere. Like the Horde side bars, they're a little bit more atmospheric and mellow, except for the next one that we're going to be going to. It's sort of the mellow, tiny bar. It's kind of like the bar from Cheers. I feel like that's just the feeling I get whenever I go to the next one. But here we've got dancers. We've got people in their bathing suits just having a good old time. We've got this guy, Don, who just went swimming over my head, and I don't know who he is, but he was fully dressed, so that was interesting. Hey, Don Alvar... Oh, Don. Ah, he's just checking everything out. You know, I can't blame him. There's a lot to see here. But yeah, I'm really hoping that when we go back to Vol'dun, it'll just be a repeat for you guys. And I'm hoping I didn't mess up that last one, but I feel like I did, which is why Donna is going to take us back to revisit it after we go through and do all of the Alliance bars. So the next bar that we are going to be heading to is actually over by Freehold. So we're going to be going all the way over here to Drustvar. I think it's by Freehold. It's by the pirate port. It is, I think, right here by Hangman's Point. So we're going to take a nice long ride and head on over so that we can see the drunk tank. So let's go over there now. So our next dive bar is right over in Drustvar. It is at any port. I was wrong, it's not Freehold, it's any port. I knew it was a pirate spot, but you know, some days you just gotta wonder. Also, nice thing about any port is it does have a flight point, which makes it really convenient, just kind of like the one that we were just at. Having the flight point right to Seeker's Vista, you can leave Seeker's Vista and travel in your scroll form, which I do love, all the way over to any port, soaring over and looking at beautiful Tirisgard Sound. I'm looking forward to when I get around to doing the Exploring Azeroth series up here in the BFA lands, because there is so much to see. Also, if you hear weird noises in the background, there's a couple of raccoons having a bit of a disagreement right outside my window. We are almost to any port, which is any port in a storm. I'm sure that they actually named it that just because of that saying. Although who knows with World of Warcraft. Sometimes I get the references and sometimes I just don't. But we are here in creepy old Drustvar, and the fun thing about any port is, even after you get the flight point and cap off the area, you still have pirates all over this place, which is just kind of fun. So, fastest way is just to jump off, and we are going to head down underwater right here inside this ship. It's just a very quiet bar, except for the fact that you do have a couple of void elves, just, you know, void elf, or no, they are definitely void elf go-go dancers here at the drunk tank. So you've got a couple of patrons. You do have to watch out for these little mind flayer things. You can just sort of play with them a little bit. Thankfully, they don't get on your head, which would be quite inconvenient if you're coming down to the drunk tank to actually drink. All right, do you
It is about the journey,
Nope.
not the destination.
She also does not sell that scroll of inner truth. I also kind of love the fact that you have this Eugene Barnacle Watcher. He is obviously a druid, and he is very, very drunk. Like, he's like, not a single decent stout in Dream Grove. That's why I never go there. The boat went down, people drowning everywhere, 30 kegs of Tirisgard rum headed to the bottom. I got right to work. I saved every keg of rum. Cheers! I think he saved them by drinking them. But let's check it out. Oh, he also said that him and Tyrande were a couple before he met Mildred. I think he's had a few too many, folks. So Coraline is our barkeeper.
Have anything ancient to trade? Needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
Here, our specialty drink is the Toll and Trouble, hubbled and bubbled by the region's most discerning witches.
If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
So yeah, if you're looking for just a small,
So enjoy a good
kind of
scroll.
nice little bar down here. I mean, don't mind the bones. It's built inside of a dead whale, so, you know. Dead whale and a ship. Oh no, Malfurion has sent word that the Burning Legion is attacking the broken shore. Soon as I finish my drink, I'm going to get over there and help him out with that. You know, Eugene, I don't think I believe you. Alright, so our last bar over here in the Alliance lands, it almost feels unfair that there's only 3 of them over here, but that's okay, is going to take us all the way back over to Borealis. And there's one other thing that I do want to show you when we get out there. So we just need to go right back over here. And I think our best bet is probably... You know what, we're going to fly into Proudmoor Keep and see if I can't get you to it from there. Our last bar is the Whale's Belly. I'm pretty sure that it is the largest of the underwater dive bars. Don't quote me on that though, because the one over in Zuldazar is also pretty darn big. And the one over at Tortoga's Rest is also pretty big, so... I think the Whale Belly is the one that is possibly my favorite just because it's the first one I found. And it is also right by what, if you haven't seen it, is the coolest boat in all of World of Warcraft. And if you've ever fancied having your very own pirate ship, stay tuned because we're gonna explore it a little bit. Alright, now, to get to the Whale Belly, you want to just go right out here to the docks by Proudmoor Keep. And the easiest way I can tell you to find it is to go by way of my favorite boat in the entire game. So let's go check out the boat first. It is so cool. And we'll just run there because I have water walking on this character and that makes life so much easier. So this boat that you see up here is, I'm pretty sure it's part of a quest chain. I don't remember what quest chain. All I know is it has no hostile mobs and it is the coolest boat ever. You can either fly to it or you can take this handy dandy little rope ladder up. And if you've ever wanted your very own pirate ship, this is your very own pirate ship. Fully manned, if you're Alliance. Beautifully decorated. You know, don't mind Commodore Rook. But if you've ever wanted, I mean, you've got a desk, you've got a bed. This actually counts in my lexicon as a house. Because you have beds, you have seating, you have cooking. It's just a floating house, which nothing wrong with that. You've got an entire crew if you're Alliance. Now if you're Horde, this is an entire hostile crew, which you probably don't want to deal with. But yeah, this is a full-on ship. You've got cannons up here. I think that's called the foredecks. I don't know. I'm not very nautical. And you even have a brig down below. You have a dining hall. I mean, this is just possibly the coolest thing that Blizzard ever actually put into the game, in my humble opinion. I mean, check it out. You can throw somebody into the brig. Looks like somebody with tusks was thrown in there. You know, a few dead bodies rattling around. This is possibly one of my absolute favorite things that I've ever come across in World of Warcraft. Maybe not 100% the favorite, but it's definitely up there. But we're all here to go to the bar. So let's head that way. So you're going to swim just to the north of that particular ship. And this one is a bit more of a journey. So you're just gonna mount up on something that can swim and keep on heading north. Don't mind the jellyfish. They only sting a little. And I'm pretty sure that light up ahead is our destination. And here we are, in the whale's belly. Now this bar is a lot of fun because you can like grab an anchor, you know, just keep you down, just so you don't float away. You've got Tankard, the sea giant over here. You have lots of little private booths where people are probably doing some dirty deeds, done dirt cheap, you know. You've got Joya over here at the private table with just a patron. No actual name to him, just patron. You've got disco jellies everywhere. We've got the party zone up here. You know, because you gotta have the party zone. Where Lucky and Charm are dancing with Glug Glug in the background, just clapping along. You got these human man over here just chatting up and flexing for this lady. And the signature drink here.
Have anything ancient to trade? Needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
Thank you, Kahlua. Is the Anchor Maker, the working man's drink, with a shot of stronger stuff at the bottom.
If you find
like I
anything
said,
exotic,
I'm pretty
bring
sure
it.
that there is actually an achievement tied to drinking all of the different signature drinks, but I've never done it. Now we're going to check
Keep
and
him warm,
see.
eh?
Aha, okay. So it is at the whale's belly that you can get all sorts of scrolls. I knew it was there. And what you want to buy, if you just want something fun, is buy the Scroll of Inner Truth. I'm going to buy a couple more. You can also buy the Scroll of Sustenance. That will just restore 30,000 health. But the Scroll of Inner Truth is the best one. There's also the Scroll of Torga's Swiftness. It just makes you move faster. But let's go up to the surface. Unfortunately, I tied an anchor to me. Bye, Corky. No big deal. And then, since I don't know if I messed up this video or not, Donna will take us back over to Vol'dun for the bar that I might have messed up and not recorded. If I did, well, just enjoy the bar twice. Alright. But, as you can see, due north of that awesome ship is the whale's belly. And it's where you can buy the Scroll of Inner Truth, which lets you do this. You know, you can just be like, just inner peace, love, tranquility. And you can even move, which is just too much fun. It does break if you dismount, but details. So if you mount up, it does break your scroll. Alright, we're going to head back to Vol'dun just in case, because like I said, I'm pretty sure I messed up.
There's a vicious beast in the area.
Alright, here we are in Vol'dun. Now, to get to the bar that I don't know if I recorded or not, and I don't have an easy way of going back and doing this, so we're just going to visit it again. So if this is the second time for you, now you'll be able to see how to get there easily. Fly towards the giant lightning-struck snake, which is absolutely gorgeous. Again, Blizzard just knocked BFA's environment out of the park. So we're going to head that way and just keep on going north. When you reach the Whispering Crag, you're just gonna head just...
Our spies have identified
right
a dangerous
way.
threat in this area. Seek it out
And ignore the fact that
neutralize it.
world quests are a thing. But we're gonna head down below water, and you will see right up ahead the bar. There it is. I was a little bit off. It's this area right over here. So let's mount up on a handy dandy fishy so that we swim just that little bit faster. So Heyman's Hideaway, the bar that we are heading to now, is possibly the creepiest of all of the dive bars. It's also arguably one of the coolest, mostly because of what is out there and the mystery. And the glowing jellyfish, honestly, are also kind of awesome. So over here you have Skola and Brinebeard. I think they stepped out to get a little bit of, I was going to say fresh air, but fresh water, maybe? And the signature drink here is...
Step closer and don't mumble.
The Abyssal Bitters, which is brewed in the cold, dark emptiness of the deep.
Not everything in the
So
ocean
you've
is
got
as
little
good-looking
Flurgle
or
over there,
nice-mannered as
who's
I am.
just kind of chilling out. And I find the paintings very, very interesting. Like, this has an Alliance feel in a Horde area bar. I also really like the Radiator Eels. But the mystery that I was talking about is over here. Is this a portrait of Anduin Wrynn? I'm not sure why he's wearing a monocle, but it sure does look like Anduin. You know? So, it's a mystery. Also, over here, you have the Abyssal Horn, which summons the great writhing Leviathan, who's just hanging out over there in the fatigue zone. He doesn't attack you, but he does kind of pop up and do a lot of stuff. He's very creepy. He is a level 60 elite, so not something that you want to tangle with normally, but if you're max level, you could probably take him out. In fact, I'm kind of curious. Let me call Condor just for a little bit of help. Let's kill him and just see if he has loot. If he's targetable. He is not targetable. Oh, I so wanted to kill him. Oh my gosh, he is... That is possibly the creepiest thing in this game. It's also very, very cool. And a good spot to leave this this episode. I hope you had fun visiting all of the dive bars with me. I will try to do better and actually work on the dailies with Penelope before the next episode so that we're a little bit closer to getting our awesome mount. Also, I better swim faster or I am going to die out here in the fatigue zone. That's better. Alright, got my breath back. So yeah, now we know. Writhing the Leviathan, not killable, but oh so very, very cool. Alright, well, I will see you back next week. We will be back with Gertrude and Baby, and, or not next week, later on this week, and until then, have an awesome day.